Welcome to the Tim Booker channel. Wisdom is worth spreading. Wishing you a pleasant listening experience. Today, I'm going to interpret a book for you titled Personal Development for Smart People. After reading this book, I also came to the realization that it is indeed a great book that was underestimated by its title. The author's name is Steve Pavlina, a renowned personal growth mentor from the United States, a guru in the global field of personal development. He established a personal growth website where he has shared over 700 original articles covering topics such as efficiency, relationships, and spirituality related to personal growth. Users from more than 150 countries and regions visit his website, resulting in billions of visits. The core content of this book revolves around personal growth. Personal growth is a topic frequently discussed nowadays, with numerous related books and articles. However, for many people, including myself, personal growth remains an abstract concept. It seems that no one has provided a systematic elaboration on personal growth. The uniqueness of this book lies in its creation of a comprehensive system for personal growth, complete with theories and methods, forming a complete guide to personal development. This distinct approach might also be influenced by the author's background in STEM fields. He holds a dual degree in computer science and mathematics from California State University and previously managed a gaming company before shifting his focus to personal development. The author's personal growth system consists of 7 principles, with 3 foundational principles: truth, love, and power. These 3 foundational principles are intertwined and give rise to 4 derivative principles: courage, authority, dominance, and self-awareness. At first glance, these principles might appear abstract and vague, seeming like mere clichés. I initially felt the same way. However, while reading this book, I discovered that these simple 7 principles genuinely encapsulate the essence of personal growth. And, as the saying goes, don't lose sight of why you embarked on the journey while trying to reach the destination. Certain truths are worth repeatedly listening to and embracing throughout different stages of our lives. Furthermore, these 7 principles are applicable to various aspects of our lives, including the workplace, relationships, and more. The book also includes practical sections, guiding us on how to apply these 7 principles to our lives. In the following, I will break down the book into 2 parts. First, we will delve into the principles of personal growth, then, in the second part, we will discuss their practical applications. Now let's officially dive into this book. As we mentioned earlier, within the personal growth system crafted by the author, there are 7 principles. Let's start by discussing the 4 most crucial principles: truth, love, power, and courage. Let's begin with the first principle, truth. From a certain perspective, an individual's personal growth entails continuously discovering more about oneself and the truths of the external world. This involves understanding one's thoughts, situations, and the logic governing the world's operations. For oneself, the initial step toward personal growth is becoming aware that one's current life state might not align with what they truly desire. Self-deception is the most detrimental, pretending there are no existing problems. Yet, self-deception does serve a purpose, offering secondary gains. You may knowingly stay in a dead-end career path, for instance, for temporary stability and a sense of security. This avoids the challenge of transitioning careers and facing uncertainty. These are secondary gains, which might offer short-term relief but ultimately lead to long-lasting dissatisfaction and emptiness. Hence, regardless of how challenging it is to relinquish secondary gains and confront the truth, it is an essential first step. If you don't admit that your current job isn't suitable for you, how can you find a satisfying one? If you don't acknowledge that a relationship has issues, how can you work to improve it? Therefore, facing the truth is a prerequisite for personal growth. So, how can you uncover the truth about yourself? The book offers a simple method: prediction. You can ponder your current life state and direction, then ask yourself, if I continue like this, what will my life be like in 10 or 20 years? Additionally, you can gather the courage to ask people who know you well for an honest assessment of what you might become in 10 years. Sometimes, others' answers are more genuine and objective. This can help you better understand your present state and determine if you are perceived positively by others. This straightforward method breaks through self-deception. Beyond discovering truths about yourself, personal growth demands continuously uncovering more truths about the external world. This can similarly be achieved through prediction. Each of us carries a mental map of the world. When facing new challenges in life, if the outcomes match your predictions, your mental map is accurate. If not, it's time to update your mental map to align with the current reality. Through this mechanism, we can continually learn from our experiences, unearthing new truths about the world. Personal growth involves refining our mental maps. Are there specific methods? The author shares two. The first approach is embracing entirely new experiences. This could involve reading a book on an unfamiliar subject, learning a new sport, engaging in a different social activity, or traveling to an unknown city. These experiences shift our brains into learning mode, providing fresh insights and stretching our mental maps. Take Leonardo da Vinci as an example. His reach was incredibly broad. Da Vinci possessed skills across numerous fields, including fine arts, music, science, engineering, architecture, and more. Some say Da Vinci's exceptional intelligence allowed him to excel in diverse areas. However, the author suggests that his breadth of pursuits might be what contributed to his exceptional intelligence. His constant state of learning and mental exercise played a pivotal role. Conversely, if life is too routine, our brains won't construct new cognition, preventing growth. Therefore, it's crucial to continually embrace new challenges, enabling the brain to accept novel experiences and ideas. The accuracy of your mental map's alignment with the real world directly affects your capabilities. With a higher understanding of yourself and the external world's realities, you gain elevated self-awareness. This encompasses comprehension of strengths, weaknesses, talents, preferences, behaviors, desires, emotional habits, and more. Also, your internal state of mind isn't consistently stable. Rational thinking might prevail at times, while emotions could overpower logic at others. There are days of high self-discipline and days when you can't resist indulging in unhealthy food. These fluctuations are normal, but the key is that actions taken under specific mental states can reinforce those states. An essential aspect of personal growth is changing habits rooted in low self-awareness as your self-awareness level increases. In other words, distancing yourself from addictive behaviors and negative emotions. The author provides a specific method: make important life decisions when your mind is at its sharpest. These decisions could involve career changes, relationship matters, or moving to a new city. Trust the choices made in this heightened cognitive state, jot down your thoughts and decisions. Later, during moments of low spirits, you might want to retreat or question your initial choices. Nonetheless, you must remain steadfast. The author exemplifies this. When his self-awareness was high, he decided to transition from the gaming industry to personal growth. While there were challenges during the transition, he reminded himself that he made the decision during a clear mental state. It was necessary to persist. This doesn't imply that decisions made during high self-awareness are always right or flawless, but they're made in the right state based on true circumstances, not influenced by fleeting emotions. In conclusion, the first principle of personal growth, the truth principle, involves being truthful with oneself, curious about the external world, and continuously exploring truths about both oneself and the world. Next, let's discuss the second foundational principle of personal growth: love. The essence of love lies in the choice of whom to connect with. Each day of life requires decisions, whether to engage in meaningful conversations, watch television, spend time with parents, or attend a friend's gathering. If you seek conscious self-improvement, you must make choices regarding the connections you establish and those you weaken. A prevalent viewpoint suggests that we should acquaint ourselves with people who are different from us. However, the author contends the opposite: we should seek those with whom we're compatible. You might have experienced situations where you disagreed with every word the other person said, yet you nodded to avoid an endless dispute. This lack of basic compatibility leads to torment during communication. As you evolve, your cognition changes, sometimes necessitating farewells to people or organizations that no longer resonate with you. This paves the way for new individuals and opportunities to enter your life. If you're unwilling to remove incompatible aspects from your life, you won't establish new connections. Adhering to the principle of love involves continual expansion, interacting with others and deepening your connections to the external world. In fact, all forms of relationships between us and others are a manifestation of our inner self's expansion. Different external relationships project different aspects of our authentic selves. Regardless of the manner or the person you communicate with, you're exploring yourself from different angles. Now, let's discuss the third foundational principle of personal growth, energy. This is another abstract term that we all have a certain concept of. It's more like a sensation. For instance, you might describe a vibrant friend as having a lot of energy. In this book, the author clarifies the concept of energy, breaking it down into 6 components: responsibility, desire, autonomous choice, focus, diligent action, and self-discipline. Responsibility refers to an energetic person taking full responsibility for their life, including control over life itself. Desire serves as the driving force for energy. The beauty of life is our ability to utilize our energy to live the life we desire. Accepting your authentic desires, rather than letting others dictate what you should do, is key. Societal dogma, parental guidance, or elders' advice about what you should pursue can't infuse your life with energy. Only your authentic desires, what you genuinely want, can ignite true energy. You need to make autonomous choices, deciding what you truly want. Focus refers to being present, as genuine energy exists in the present moment. When your focus deviates from the present, you're depleting your energy. The author introduces an interesting perspective here: time isn't a freely usable resource. You can't control time. It moves forward regardless of your actions. Your sole choice is where to direct your focus in the present moment. Life, to a certain extent, is composed of a series of present moments, no past or future. Therefore, setting goals isn't about controlling the future, it's about enhancing your current state, making your thoughts clearer, your mindset steadier, and your focus sharper. Your goals shouldn't induce stress and fatigue. Instead, they should energize and motivate you, focusing on what brings joy in the present. You need to make autonomous choices, freely choosing what you want. Following this, you should exert effort, take action, and, when distractions arise, employ self-discipline to propel yourself forward. By doing so, you become an energetic individual embodying responsibility, desire, autonomous choice, focus, diligent action, and self-discipline, a person full of vitality. If we consider that goals address responsibility, desire, autonomous choice, and focus, then diligent action and self-discipline are challenges for many. Are there specific methods to tackle these? One method mentioned is personal metric management. This means setting minimal output goals for yourself, enhancing your self-discipline, and ensuring progress every day. For instance, as a writer, you might set a daily word count goal. As an investor, you could specify a daily trading volume to complete. These fall within the output-oriented category. Another category is action-oriented, like committing to writing for 2 hours daily. Action-oriented goals are more manageable, you only need to fulfill the action. Writing for 2 hours each day might be easier than aiming for a specific word count, but these goals don't guarantee results and could lead to inefficiency. You might indeed write for 2 hours but produce only 2 lines. So, you can try both methods to determine which suits you better. Another approach is problem preemption. Arrange your day's tasks by difficulty, tackling them from the hardest to the easiest. Many start with the easiest tasks, but the issue is that these simple tasks might become procrastination tools, pushing the challenging work to the next day. This can drain your energy, as challenging tasks, when postponed, often yield more positive impact. By precluding problems and addressing difficult tasks first, you'll realize that subsequent tasks become progressively easier. This can motivate you to maintain a productive work pace throughout the day. Alright, with this, we've covered the 3 foundational principles of personal growth: truth, love, and energy. Next, let's discuss the first derived principle, courage. The principle of courage is formed by the combination of the foundational principles, love and energy. When we think of courage, we often envision acts of bravery. Action itself is an embodiment of energy. The principle of love is also crucial, as love serves as the driving force behind courage. When you want to do something that is likely to bring long-term benefits but requires short-term sacrifices, like quitting a stagnant job or ending a draining relationship, these changes demand facing immediate discomfort and challenges. This is when courage is needed. How can you become a person filled with courage? The answer is straightforward: be direct. People often beat around the bush when making requests. Why? Because doing so reduces the risk of rejection. On social platforms, you'll find many seeking advice and asking netizens, "What should I do if I ask for a promotion?" or "Should I confess my feelings?" People hesitate and tentatively approach situations because, with negative feedback, they can stop acting and avoid rejection. This seems reasonable at first glance, but according to the author, it's foolish. This approach is weak, evasive, and overly cautious. Continuously trying to evade rejection weakens your courage. You end up wasting too much time and energy on detours, potentially missing valuable opportunities. So, if you desire something, it's better to be straightforward in your approach. Accept the risk of rejection. If you're rejected, there's no real loss. But if you're not rejected, you'll quickly obtain what you desire. Of course, being straightforward doesn't mean becoming pushy. It means being authentically open and candid. Be clear in all communication. Receiving an honest refusal is better than vague excuses. To boost courage, there's another method: commit before considering. Some tasks require substantial effort, but agreeing in a split second is easy. It's like raising a flag in advance, making a public commitment. This often compels you to follow through on the task. Have you ever experienced agreeing in the heat of the moment to participate in a competition or join a marathon with a friend? Then later, you regretted your decision and wondered why you agreed to it. But once you've agreed, there's no turning back, you have to give it your all. Fulfilling your commitment can bring enjoyment and spur personal growth. You might make new friends, enhance your physical abilities, or develop new skills. So, if you fear heights, consider signing up for a rock climbing course. If you're nervous about public speaking, perhaps enroll in a speech competition. As the saying goes, hesitation leads to failure. Every action and progress begins with the simple phrase, "All right, I'll participate." With this, we've covered the 4 principles of truth, love, energy, and courage. The remaining 3 derived principles are unity, leadership, and conscious autonomy. Unity stems from the foundational principles of truth and love. It signifies a sense of interconnectedness with others and the world. You're aware that you're not an isolated individual but a part of a whole. You can empathize with others and willingly help them succeed. Being close to nature and experiencing physical touch with others can help you attain a unified state of being. Leadership originates from the principles of truth and energy. It involves understanding life's realities and harnessing energy to create the desired life path. To be a leader of your own life, you need to master self-direction, make independent decisions, and believe in your capacity for energy. Sometimes deliberately creating small rebellions can be helpful. For example, getting a unique hairstyle, putting up distinctive posters at your desk, or breaking certain blind conformities. This can help you recognize your autonomy and that you're capable of independence, regardless of others' reactions. The 7th principle, conscious autonomy, combines the principles of truth, love, and energy. Conscious autonomy is our most potent self-expression as human beings. A person with conscious autonomy can creatively express themselves, maintain growth, and avoid becoming a lifeless entity without direction. After all, everything boils down to, "All right, I'll participate." Okay, we've covered the 7 principles of personal growth. So, once you understand these principles, how do you apply them in real life? Let's move on to the second part and discuss how to use these principles in professional relationships and spiritual exploration. Whether in conventional careers or freelance work, your profession is the primary means of creative self-expression in life. A profession comprises 2 components, the vessel and the message. The vessel is simply the job title, like writer, speaker, influencer, designer. These are ways you express yourself to the external world. The message, on the other hand, is what you convey to the world. Often, people overly emphasize the vessel, but it's merely the surface. The essence of a profession lies in what you communicate to the world. The vessel is merely how you express yourself. So, if you want a career that genuinely satisfies you, you must find your core message and select a suitable vessel to convey it to the world. If you're dissatisfied with your current job, it might be due to a mismatch between your vessel and the message you want to convey. For instance, if you're driven by expressing aesthetics, your ideal vessel might be a painter or designer. Doing something entirely unrelated will naturally lead to dissatisfaction. This is where the principle of truth becomes crucial. Is your professional state in line with the principle of truth? What are your predictions for your career path? Is it an active choice, or have you passively entered it? Does your current profession align with your authentic self? Do you have any regrets about the paths you didn't choose? In your career, adhering to the principle of truth involves honestly and bravely answering these questions. Few people discover the perfect vessel for self-expression on their first attempt. The good news is that you're not limited to just one chance. Over time, you'll understand your authentic self better, becoming clearer about what you want and don't want. This can lead to a shift in your chosen vessel. The author also reminds us not to let security, money, or fame hinder the principle of truth. Genuine security doesn't come from a job or position, it arises from living according to the principle of truth. Having covered the professional aspect, let's discuss how to apply these principles in relationships with others. In interpersonal relationships, everyone's emphasis varies. Some excel in one or two of the foundational principles, while lacking in another. For instance, the author leans toward the principles of truth and energy. He enjoys rationally analyzing situations to motivate action. However, he falls short in the love principle and empathizing with others. Conversely, his partner, Lynn, excels in truth and love. Lynn is emotionally sensitive and can keenly provide the emotional support others need. Yet, he lacks in the energy principle and often gets affected by others' emotions. These differences are often shaped by one's upbringing. The author's parents are rational and traditional, rarely expressing affection or physical touch. In contrast, Lynn's family is emotionally expressive and frequently organizes family gatherings to show love. Divergent upbringing leads to different ways of handling relationships. Consider reflecting on your communication with others. Do you lack in truth, love, or energy? This is often the root of issues that arise in relationships. From the perspective of the energy principle, a healthy relationship should not weaken your energy, it should nurture and strengthen it. If you feel confined or drained in a relationship, it's a warning sign. Moreover, don't relinquish your own energy in a relationship. Maintain a degree of independence. If you find yourself voiceless and without choices, merely yielding to the other party, you're forfeiting your energy in surrendering your autonomy. As the saying goes, look at the people you spend the most time with, and you can predict your future. The relationships around you significantly influence your growth and development. So, if you notice that your friends consistently deplete your energy and bring negativity, it's time to exit such relationships. You need to surround yourself with people who provide positive support. Lastly, let's delve into a more abstract domain, spirituality. Here, spirituality refers to the collection of beliefs you hold about the real world. It encompasses how you understand the functioning of the world and your role in it. Whether you follow a religion, believe in modern science, or hold no beliefs at all, they all constitute a form of faith. It's a belief in some aspect of the real world. This forms your way of comprehending the world. The truth principle goes without saying. A rational belief system must be grounded in truth, demanding that we observe and understand the real world to the fullest extent possible. Given our inherent limitations, the places we can reach and experiences we can have are restricted. Therefore, to grasp the essence of this world more accurately, we must learn to view reality from different perspectives. Whether it's religion, philosophy, culture, society, politics, or economics, each discipline offers its way of viewing and comprehending the world, revealing partial truths about it. If you're willing to explore and study, you can amalgamate these diverse perspectives and information, adding them to your cognitive toolbox. This grants you a more comprehensive approach to understanding the world. Similarly, the love principle helps us perceive the world. Prolonged solitude can create a disconnect from the real world. But engaging with numerous people and establishing connections with the external world allows you to grasp various ways of life and understand the world more intricately. Alright, we've now covered the core content of this book. The author's personal growth framework consists of 3 foundational principles: truth, love, and energy, along with 4 derived principles: courage, unity, leadership, and conscious autonomy. These 7 simple principles encapsulate the essence of personal growth across various aspects of life. You can remember these 7 principles and, when feeling lost or disheartened, pose these questions to yourself. Are you adhering to the truth principle? Are you sincerely facing yourself and others? If everything remains unchanged, what will your future look like? Are you following the love principle? When communicating with others, are you expressing your authentic self or wearing a false mask? Are you adhering to the energy principle? Do you know what you want? Are you putting in the effort to attain it? Are you following the courage principle? Do you possess the courage, or are you using indirect methods? Are you following the unity principle? Do you have sufficient empathy to feel others' joy and sorrow? Are you adhering to the leadership principle? Do you have control over your life, or are you blindly following others? Are you a conscious autonomous individual? Have you found the message you want to convey to the world? Have you found a suitable vessel for creative expression? When contemplating these 7 principles and their accompanying questions, only a small portion of people truly live in accordance with them. Today, this book on personal growth aims to provide you with a slightly clearer direction, enabling you to confront yourself more lucidly and chart your path toward future growth. Alright, that concludes the essence of this book. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like, and share with your family and friends. Wisdom is worth spreading, ushering in a brighter future. Thank you and goodbye.